Have you ever felt like you're always one step behind in life, wondering if you'll ever truly reach the place God promised you? What if I told you the truth is completely different from how you feel right now? Right now, there's a divine word from God speaking directly to your heart. Even before you get there, I've already been ahead of you preparing everything. Perhaps you can't see it yet, but God is already ahead of you, and God is already preparing your path in ways you can't even imagine. Stay with me until the end, because what you're about to understand could completely change how you see your situation. You've experienced moments of doubt, delays, and silence, and perhaps you've even questioned whether God is working behind the scenes, or if He's truly guiding you. But what if these delays were never real delays, but rather evidence that God is already ahead of you, opening doors, aligning people, and preparing opportunities even before you arrive? What you are about to discover may surprise you, because this prophetic word from God is not just comfort, it is confirmation that God has already prepared what you have been praying for. And as we progress through this message, you will begin to realize that nothing in your life is by chance, and there is a reason why you heard this today. And while you absorb all of this, I want to extend a simple but very sincere invitation to you. If this message resonates with you in any way, if it touches your heart or makes sense for the moment you're living through, leave a comment below about what has most caught your attention so far. It could be a phrase, a feeling, or even a simple "I received this message," because your experience can also strengthen the faith of others who come across this message. And if you feel this message is helping you, don't forget to like the video. This may seem simple, but it greatly helps this content reach other people who also need to hear this word from God today, people who may be feeling lost or directionless and need to be reminded that God is already in control. And of course, if you're not already subscribed to the Divine Call channel, subscribe now and turn on notifications, because here you'll continue to receive messages like this, words of faith, encouragement, and spiritual guidance that can change your day and even your life. Your participation here isn't just a common gesture. It's part of something bigger. It helps this message reach further and touch more hearts that need this confirmation that God is already working even before we arrive. And that's exactly why what follows in this message will delve even deeper into this truth. And when we talk about this, there's a silent truth that many people carry inside, a constant feeling of being behind, as if other people's lives are moving faster while theirs is stuck somewhere along the journey. Maybe you've felt this internal pressure, this invisible comparison, this doubt about your own decisions and paths. But what almost no one realizes is that this feeling doesn't define the spiritual reality of your life. There is a hidden truth that completely changes this mindset. God is not limited by human time. While you see processes, waiting, and uncertainties, God is already in your future, already in the next chapters of your journey, already organizing encounters, opportunities, and transformations that have not yet reached you. What seems like a delay may actually be just an invisible preparation for something much greater. And this completely changes how you see your own story, because the idea of being behind loses its meaning when you understand that there is a divine direction guiding every step. What you call delay is often just God silently adjusting details, aligning paths, strengthening your mindset, and protecting you from decisions that weren't yet ready for you. The journey isn't random. It's deeply structured, even when it doesn't seem so. When you understand how this preparation works behind the scenes, you start to notice signs that previously went unnoticed, and everything begins to take on a new meaning. And perhaps that starts exactly when you write here in the comments, "I'm on this journey too." And when this truth begins to deepen within you, something changes in the way you interpret your own life. Because there is a revelation that is not always immediate, but it completely transforms your mindset. God is already opening invisible doors that you cannot yet see. While you only analyze what is before your eyes, there is a movement happening behind the scenes of your journey, a silent alignment involving people, paths, and opportunities that have not yet reached their time of manifestation. It's as if, in the invisible realm, decisions are already being adjusted, meetings are already being prepared, and paths are already being cleared even before you take the next step. This changes the impact of waiting, because waiting ceases to be empty and becomes full of construction. Your mindset begins to transform when you understand that nothing is standing still, only outside your current perception. And perhaps you don't realize it now, but even situations that seem stuck may be being used as part of this larger process of divine organization. Connections are being prepared, doors are being shaped, and opportunities are being positioned at exactly the right moment for your journey. And this doesn't depend on human haste, but on a greater impact that guides everything with precision. When you begin to understand how these behind-the-scenes aspects work, you realize that nothing in your life is disconnected, and that even the simplest details are part of a larger revelation unfolding along your journey. And if this makes sense to you, Write in the comments, "This makes sense to me." And it is precisely at this point in the journey that one of the greatest internal conflicts arises, because when everything falls silent, the human mind interprets it as absence, as if nothing were happening. But there is a deeper truth behind this silence that completely changes the way we see this process. Silence is not abandonment, it is preparation in progress. It is an invisible movement happening behind the scenes of your life, adjusting everything that you cannot yet understand. While you think you're standing still, obstacles are being removed without you realizing it, barriers are being silently broken down, and people are being repositioned in your path. This process isn't chaotic, it's structured, even when it seems confusing to the human eye. The feeling of pause is often just the necessary space for a more solid construction, something that supports the transformation that is coming. And when you start to observe from this perspective, your mindset changes, because you stop interpreting silence as rejection and begin to see it as an impact in formation. Every detail that seemed disconnected begins to make sense within a larger narrative, where nothing is truly still, only being reorganized at a deeper level of your journey. Understanding what happens during this invisible period, you begin to notice signs you previously ignored completely, and this changes how you make decisions, perceive your own journey, and interpret each phase of your life, leading to an even more intense revelation about what is being built behind it all. Comment below, "This makes sense to me." And it is precisely at this point in the journey that something changes within you, as if a switch flips in your mindset and you begin to see everything more clearly. Because when you understand that nothing is out of your control, a spiritual shift occurs that completely redefines the meaning of your day. Today is not an ordinary day, because there is an invisible direction guiding your every step, as if everything is being aligned towards a result that you cannot yet see, but is already in motion. There is a greater force that sustains your journey, and this means that you are not alone in your decisions, your struggles, or your internal processes. Every step you take carries a direction. Every choice is being guided within a much larger journey, where protection, purpose, and preparation walk hand in hand. And when this awareness awakens, fear loses its power and confidence begins to take hold within you. It's as if a silent truth is being revealed. You will win today, not because everything is perfect, but because a path is being opened as you move forward. Even what seems uncertain is being guided, and this transforms how you react to challenges, because now there is a deeper understanding that a greater impact is guiding all of this. As this spiritual shift takes hold, you begin to realize that even the smallest decisions of your day carry signs of a greater direction, and this completely changes how you understand your own journey, opening space for an even more intense revelation about what is being built behind it all. Write this down, "I'm on this journey too." And when you reach that point of understanding, something deeper begins to activate within you, as if your faith were repositioned at a new level of consciousness. Because it's not just about believing in what you see, but about remaining steadfast even when there are no visible signs of what was promised. That is the activation of faith, a state where trust ceases to depend on circumstances and begins to be based on something much greater. There is an internal transformation happening when you choose to rest amidst uncertainty, because it is in that place that the mind calms down and perception expands. You begin to understand that what has been initiated in your life does not depend solely on human time, but on a deeper process where everything is being guided with precision. And this completely changes how you react to waiting, delays, and even unexpected changes along the way. Staying true to the promise is more than just waiting. It's about continuing to move forward with the certainty that a greater impact is working in your favor, even when nothing seems to be moving. And little by little, this mindset transforms how you see decisions, processes, and even the challenges of everyday life, because now there's a silent confidence that everything is being adjusted behind the scenes. When this permanence becomes part of who you are, you begin to realize that even the simplest moments of your routine carry signs of a larger construction, and this opens space for an even more intense revelation about how this promise will manifest itself in a surprising way and at the exact right time. Comment below, "This makes sense to me." And if you've made it this far, perhaps this message wasn't just an ordinary video for you, but a moment of reflection, of inner adjustment, and even of confirmation in your heart. And I want to invite you to be a part of this in a simple but meaningful way. If this message spoke to you in some way and you stayed until the end, write in the comments, "This message was for me," because that shows that you didn't just watch, but truly connected with this journey. If this content helped you see your life with more faith, clarity, and confidence in the process, please like it, because that strengthens this type of message and helps other people find the same direction at the right time. And if you're not yet subscribed to the channel, subscribe now, because here you'll continue to receive messages like this, which bring reflection, faith, and guidance to the quietest moments of life. And before you leave, there's a video here that perfectly complements the idea you just heard, further deepening this perspective on what God is doing behind the scenes in your life. So click on it and continue with me there.